First and foremost, look at the salary clause, but also look at the other clauses that affect the salary. Normally, what you'll see is they will say your salary is X amount of dollars. Then you'll see parentheses, quotation mark, monthly compensation, quotation mark, close parentheses. And that is called a defined term. That is now, every time they reference your salary, they're going to call it monthly compensation. And once they do that, you can then hit Control F and see in the rest of the contract where monthly compensation is mentioned. And look at all the other clauses that affect your salary, and you're going to have your mind blown because you normally would not have checked that. Second bit is the term. Are you signing a 1-year deal or a 10-year deal? If you're signing a 1-year deal or a deal that you think is shorter, do they have an option to renew? Is there a right of first refusal? If those things exist, then you're in a much worse spot to try to keep things short. And normally you're going to be stuck there as long as the org wants you there or until they get a buyout for you. That's not the situation that most players want. Another important thing to watch out for is the penalties. In almost every esports contract I've seen up until about a few months ago, penalties were not capped. Teams could fine you for any reason without explaining it for any amount. And that's lunacy. We had so many orgs who wanted to cut a player or were in a just whatever happened, usually with the shadier orgs, but they would just say, oh, you're fine your whole salary this month, we don't have to pay you. And in a lot of cases, that was legally okay because the player signed something ridiculous. So read those penalty clauses, make sure there are caps, and make sure they have to give you a solid explanation as to why they're fining you. Another important thing to remember is the bench clause. Are you able to be benched? If you are, what happens? Is it a team vote, or does the organization control the roster? Either way, when you're benched, do you get a salary? Is it the same salary? Is it half the salary? How long can you be on the bench before you get to terminate? All these things are things that you should be looking for and figuring out with the org. And the most important thing to keep in mind is to actually read the contract. I know I've said that, but it's 25 pages that are going to control so much of your life. So just sit down. I know it's boring. I know it sucks, but just read it. I do it for a living. I know it's not fun, but do it. And then come up with your own questions. Because even though we're going to fight as hard as we can for you, even though we're going to negotiate your salary as high as we can and all your vacation days and everything else as hard as we can, there might be something important to you that we don't even know you want. Really read your contracts and understand what you're signing up for.